fans, the FIFA playoff draws ever closer. I think it's 17 days away. That's the playoff for a spot in the FIFA World Cup 2026. Nigeria will be taking on Gabon, of course, in the first fixture, and hopefully if Nigeria wins that one, they go on to play the winner of Cameroon and DRC Congo. So let's see how that shakes down. But we've already had a situation where apparently Terry Murphy may be missing from that game. So for me, there's one name that's come to mind, and even if Terry Murphy was fit, I think this player is more of a fit for the system Eric Chell has chosen. Hopefully he doesn't tinker too much with this one. Hopefully he chooses to go with this 4-2-2-2 system going into the two World Cup playoff legs. So for me, I'm thinking, how about we go with Victor James Osimhen and wait for it, Victor Boniface. I know Akwa Adams has come, he's played in that role as a second striker to Victor Osimhen and scored a goal on his debut and has generally looked good. Tola Lukodare has also looked decent, although his role is a bit different. He tends to hold up the ball more with his chest and plays people lane, and I think the idea behind Tola Lukodare being there is to be able to play in someone like Victor Osimhen in. Now, a lot of people have a gripe with Victor Boniface. Now, for those of you that have issues with Victor Boniface that have nothing to do with football, like for instance, he goes on streaming, come on, but you are fans of Lamine Yamal and you see all he's doing. I'm not saying the kid is even doing anything wrong, but playing video games, is that the worst thing a player can do in the world? Making jokes and making fun, even sometimes off his own self, is that the worst thing in the world? So for me, Victor Boniface, I still think should be in this team, and I think he fits that role perfectly, in my humble opinion. He fits that second striker role, in my humble opinion. And because when you saw how he was playing at Bayer Leverkusen alongside under the tutelage of Xabi Alonso, you had Florian Wirtz close to him. He has moments where he paired with Sheikh. And I've been saying this for time. I've been saying this over and over again, which is Victor Boniface. He is not your typical number 9. He is not a Victor Osimhen now, who is right. He's not one of those strikers where you play up top, lump the ball over to him, let him hold it up, and then play that way or run into space with pace. But he is that second striker that can complement Victor Osimhen. I think he is perfect for this role. So for me, I think this is a two Victor solution, right? And while the injury to Terry Murphy is not good, you never want the player to be out injured. I think this presents a unique opportunity to test this theory, and I think it would work a treat because Victor Boniface, you've seen him typically, that is how he plays. He likes to drop into midfield, have link-up play with the midfielders, have link-up play with the wingers, and then he likes to have a striker close to him that he will link up with as well. And therefore, when you have Victor Osimhen by his side, I think that would work a treat wonderfully well. I think they will do well. So I want to see that pair, that partnership. I wonder what you think. Let me know in the comments and in the chats. But remember the season, Victor Boniface got 14 goals and 12 assists. You can keep the 14 goals aside for a bit, but 12 assists for a striker is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. 12 assists. So you can imagine if Victor Osimhen is on the end of through balls, passes, and the creative instinct of Victor Boniface, you know what that would mean? That would mean lots and lots of goals for Victor Osimhen to score. And as well, I think he can be in this situation where he's making the late runs into the box, and all those, flicked on headers, drop passes with the chest by Victor Osimhen that at this point in time has been begging for someone to latch onto those passes and finish them off. I think Victor Boniface will latch on to those opportunities and absolutely rifle those in. I tell you, rifle those in 100%. So I think that would be a good one if he can be recalled. I know that people are saying, his knee injuries, he's now playing for Werder Bremen, right? And all those other issues about he plays video games, he streams. That's madness. This is modern age. I've often told people, when you talk about footballers, don't leave except they're committing the crime. Now, if they're committing a crime, then of course they should be arrested, they should be punished, they should be prosecuted. But if it's just something where they're just having fun, maybe playing video games, sometimes you need to de-stress. Sometimes you need to ease the pain, ease the burden, ease the pressure on you. And sometimes you do things like, we play video games, he makes jokes, he makes fun of himself. That isn't the worst thing in the world. That isn't sufficient for you to say he no longer should be part of the Nigerian Super Eagles setup. I think Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen pairing could be that ideal partnership in that in that team. And just like Tola Rokodare, he is kind of one of one, because Tola Rokodare is 6'6". You don't have any player that's as big as him. Of course, you have Akwa who is 6'3", so he's a big guy, obviously. But Tola Rokodare being 6'6", he's unique in that sense. Powerful, bring the ball in his chest. If he starts for the defender can barely see the ball. The defender actually will struggling to see the ball, just almost like they're standing behind the wall of China or something. So that's the one. And then Victor Osimhen is one of one. Of course, his leadership spirit on the pitch, his pace, his ability to put pressure on the entire back lines, is just unique to him. No one else can do that. You had Drogba did it, pass. Joe Costa did it, pass. Well, Victor Osimhen, I think he's just special, and especially for this Nigerian squad, he is the only one that can do it. Now, Victor Boniface, he is one of one. He is the only player right now within the Super Eagles pool that can play that second striker role to a T. That when you look at him, he sort of fits it. He sort of seems made to play that second striker role. And Eric Che wants the second striker to drop into midfield, while Victor Osimhen makes the runs off of him, and then that second striker links up with wingers or maybe 2-10s, depending on what dynamic they choose to go with during the game, or whether in possession, out of possession, with midfield as well, drop into either channel, and he does. At his best, that is what Victor Boniface would bring to you. So let me know your opinions on all I've talked about today, the playoff, what you think about it as well. And tomorrow, keep your eyes peeled on the channel. I'll be doing the video, sort of previewing. I know it's still early days, but previewing the AFCON, Nigeria's AFCON group, with a view to saying, can Nigeria actually win this group? Can Nigeria actually win the entire tournament? So thank you so much for watching. At this point, I've come to the end of the video, and I'll see you on yesterday's video. Stay well, stay blessed. Bye-bye.